Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Man United have lost 4-0 against Crystal Palace. 4-0 against Crystal Palace. I can't quite believe what I've seen. Well, actually, you know what? I can believe what I've seen today, because this Manchester United squad, this group of players, this team have just been serving up this shite every single game this season, every single week. Every time we think we've turned the corner or got a little bit better or we're moving forward, this Manchester United team comes back with another shit show of a performance. And it was the same tonight against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. 4-0 Manchester United lost against a Crystal Palace side that didn't even need to get out of second or third gear. Seriously. They didn't need to get out of second or third gear. And that's not a criticism of Crystal Palace, because they deservedly beat us. But they didn't even have to be great. They didn't even have to be good. And the likes of Eze and Elise, who were fantastic, and they're fantastic players, had the freedom of Selhurst Park today. And look, I'm happy to say and give, a few excuses about the injuries. Manchester United's injuries this season have absolutely shot us to bits. We've been missing so many players throughout so much of the campaign. It's difficult for Man United. Trust me, I understand that. When you're missing Luke Shaw and Malacia at left back, when you're missing pretty much all of your centre backs, and you're having to start a 37-year-old Johnny Evans, who was only really here to be like 5th, 6th choice and play maybe 3 or 4 games this season. When you're having to play those players, you got Wan-Bissaka at left back, you got your central defensive midfielder at centre back. When all these things are going on, I get it. The injuries are causing a big problem, but please show me something. Please show me that we're trying to work through this situation. Please show me some sense of organisation. How can Manchester United be so open against every single team that we play, whether you're Coventry City or Chelsea, whether you're Crystal Palace or Manchester City, Luton, Burnley, Sheffield United, teams that are going down? You don't worry about it. We'll bend over, we'll lift our skirt. You can have 20, 30, 40 shots against us, it's cool. There's no excuse for that. That comes down to the style of play. That comes down to your patterns of play. And yes, injuries are a problem. Yes, being unable to select your best players is always going to be a problem. We've missed Lisandro Martinez so much. When you look at the Golden Glove that De Gea got last season, it was pretty much down to Martinez and Varane. They were excellent. We're missing all these players. But you have to be better organised. You can't be that open. And if you are going to be missing those players, why would you set yourself up to fail? I just don't get it. And then you look at our front line. Look, Anthony's crap. I don't think the guy will ever be good enough for Man United. But you got Garnacho and Højlund up there. Do we ever really get them in their best positions? Do we ever really get them in the spot where they can show themselves? No. And I feel for Garnacho, because he's playing every single game. The guy's a young kid. Kobbie Mainoo, I don't think he had a great game today at Selhurst Park. But the guy was hung out to dry by his teammates. You got Christian Eriksen next to him, who can't move and can't be where he's supposed to be. The guy's slow. It looks like he's running in sand. And you got Casemiro behind him, who is everywhere but where he should be. Diving into tackles, leaving gaps. What are you doing? You're supposed to be one of the experienced ones. And I just don't get it. I don't get what's going on at Man United. Is it just the injuries have meant that the squad's shot to bits, so we can't train, so therefore we can't get our patterns of play, so therefore the team that we're seeing isn't a real reflect? Like, is that the truth? Or is it... I'm just so... But there's... You have to turn up. And if the manager wants to be here next season, show some crisis management. Because every manager is going to go for a period of time where they haven't got the players, they've got injuries. Show me that you can get around that. Show me that you can do something to get us out of this situation. Show me something where you can stop us leaking goals, stop us conceding shots. Shut up shop. If the injuries are causing us huge problems, let's shut up shop, go away, just play for draws or something. And whilst that's not ideal, we're not getting slapped up by every single team. I don't get what we're seeing at the moment. And the manager, if you want to be here, show us more. I want him to be here next season. I like Erik ten Hag. But when I see shit like that, I think, am I wrong? Am I the wrong one? Am I giving him too much leeway? Am I giving him too much slack? Would Ineos look at it that way? Because that's what we've got to come down to now. Would Ineos look at it and say, purely based off the injuries, we've got to give this guy more time. Maybe they do. But also, what else are you showing me? And last season, I thought he did tremendously well, don't get me wrong. And I believe he should still have some credit in the bank for that. But what else are you showing me? Are you showing me enough? Are you? I don't know, and I don't think so. And it shouldn't come down to if we win the FA Cup, he stays. If we lose, he goes. Because then you're just basing a decision off one game. You can't do that. And knowing these frauds that we've got, some of them will just turn up for that game. Some of them will only turn up for that game. And then we'll be like, oh yeah, we've turned the corner. We thought that after the Liverpool game. And by the way, I've already said this. I feel like I'm repeating myself. How has Amad Diallo gone from scoring the winner against Liverpool, right, to not getting a sniff? When you've got Anthony out there who can't pass wind, who can't cross his legs, who can't do anything. The only thing he does is cut in on the left foot, shoot, and it goes over. I don't get what's going on. Part of me goes, right, we've had to rely on the Maguires and the McTominays and the Anthonys this season, and we clearly know they're crap. But also, this is a player that, in Anthony, that the manager could replace and he doesn't. So is it you or is it them? Is it both? Casemiro today, though, he had his Gary Neville at the Hawthorns. Remember Gary Neville at the Hawthorns? When you knew, yo, this guy's done. Casemiro's done. Maybe wrap him in cotton wool, hope he can put out one performance in the cup final, maybe. But if we keep playing this guy, those checks that are getting written up in Saudi Arabia to come and buy him, they're going to get chucked in the bin. No one's going to be looking to buy him at all. Because it's not good enough. And that's where I've left myself again. You find yourself torn. You go, all right, he doesn't want these players, so... But then it's just so... I don't know what's going on, man. Like, what do you guys think at home? What do you guys think at home? I don't think this team should be winning the league, but we shouldn't be where we're at either. And whilst I'm quite glad to be missing out on, I don't want to be in the Conference League or the Europa League, fuck that off for a laugh. It's embarrassing. And we're coming up against teams. Palace have done the double on us now. Arsenal got the chance to do the double. Newcastle got the chance to do the double. Everyone we come and play, they could do the double on us. And I'm just so torn, I'm so confused. What should I have sympathy for the manager? Should I blame him? I genuinely don't know. I want to see him here. I want to see him succeed. But you've got to do more, brother. And whilst I understand these injuries are killing us, show me something. Work your way around this. We shouldn't be getting slapped like this.